Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your Goddess Guru, your sister friend. And you know, I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. And I am here to talk to you today about the full moon in Virgo. It is happening on February the 24th. And so, yeah, I want to talk about that. Before I get started, first of all, I want to just welcome everyone here. Thank you to all of the G Hive, which stands for Goddess Hive, to all the hashtag replay queens, which is everybody. I'm not recording this live. To all of the new queens who are here, you are welcome here. It's all things women, all things empowerment, all things spiritual, fun, creative, goddess, all that kind of good stuff. So happy to have you here. I love sharing astrology because I think that things like divination help women, first of all, trust themselves, but also stay on mission. It helps us to keep ourselves more on the straight and narrow towards our destiny. And if we get off path, it can help us to get back on path and help us to understand ourselves. Just all these things that are ancient, we're reaching back, grabbing them, bringing them forward. So thank you all for being here. As you can see, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, I have a new moon retreat coming up on March the 8th. I would love to have you join me. I call them retreat to reset. Typically, we're in for about 2 hours. This is going to be March 7th. It's a Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And I love these retreats because they give us an opportunity to actually align ourselves with the new moon and to just really take that quiet time that so many of us need to see what's there and what do we need to address. In this particular retreat, I'm going to focus on this healing and intuitive energy of Pisces, as well as tapping into pleasure. I do a reading to kind of help me understand, not to help me understand what to focus on. And so the card that I pulled was all about pleasure. So we're going to be tapping into, accessing our pleasure. I say just for the sake of it, but also when we tap into pleasure, it helps us to manifest. The other thing I want to just note is that you all know, many of you know, that I am a trainer. I'm also, I really haven't talked about this much. I'm a master women's circle facilitator also. I finished that training in January. So if you want to learn how to lead women's circles that are safe, that are effective, where you feel confident, you also get your needs met. It's not like you're leading, you don't get to participate. That ain't how we do it in Sistership Circle. Okay. If you want to learn how to do that, it could be just for you to build your own community, or maybe you have a business and you would like to add this to your business, then we're going to be doing a training on March the 15th and the 16th to help you to understand more about that. You can be my guest. I will put a link in the description box so that you can get a free ticket. I'm going to make it so that all the ladies who come via Tyra attend at no charge to you. I do want to just put it out there. I know not everybody who watches my channel is a woman of color, but the majority of you are. And one of the things I initially discovered coming into Sistership Circle is something that we've done forever. We've done this since the beginning of time. And typically we need us to be leading our own circles for our own communities. That doesn't mean that we don't have a diverse group of women in our circle. But what I will say to you is that there's not enough women of color leading circles. Also, I'm going to say older women. So we need all of us to be stepping up, learning how to do this. We're going to do this March 15th to the 16th. I invite you to join me. So let's talk about this full moon in Virgo. Just FYI, I'm still recovering from COVID, so you might hear me clear my throat a little bit. Okay, so let me get my notes. Yeah, this moon is really, really interesting. And I decided I want to give it more as like a message from this moon. I just feel like this moon has a message for you about what needs to happen in order for Well, it's just what we need to do. Okay. It might have something to do with manifesting, which this is definitely a manifesting moon because it's in Virgo, which is an earth sign, and all of the earth signs have to do with manifesting. And we also have um, Jupiter over here in Taurus. Well, we can count Uranus a little bit too, but definitely this Jupiter is a part of this moon in Taurus manifestation. But I think this moon is more about the healing energy because the earth signs are very healing. So I think it's more about the healing energy of the earth signs. And it's just a lot going on around healing. And I think one of the things that we want to think about with that is um, the healing energy is so powerful right now because it's been rough. Like ever since 2020, with all of the astrology, the world events, since then, it's been a lot going on. And I think that 2024 has given us an opportunity to begin to put the pieces back together again. But it's just like anything that breaks. If when you put it back together, glue it back together, whatever you use, putty it back together, it's not exactly the same. There's something different about it. Okay. I'll even I even want you to think about this. I hope this encourages you. I remember after my mother passed and I went to a um, bereavement support group, the teacher talked about patches and how when our loved ones die, we feel broken. It's you just think about a pair of jeans and the jeans get a hole in them. And how are jeans repaired? They're repaired with patches. And the patches, yes, they're not going to be exactly the same, but it brings a reinforcement. And so I think that 2024 is like that patch. The hole that's there can never be closed up with the same threads that are there, but the patch is there. And one of the things I remember her talking about was like you can choose whatever patch you want to put on there and make it look however you want. And so those are the kinds of I want us to think about with this moon in 2024 is all that has happened over the last 4 years or so. Let us begin to patch ourselves back together, but we're not gonna be the same, but we're gonna be reinforced. But it does take that actual picking up the needle and the thread and making that patch happen. It won't just happen, right? We have to sit down with the jeans and actually sew the patch on with the thread and the needle. So that's what this moon is all about, as I see it. So this moon is on the 24th of February, is at 7:31 a.m. Eastern time. And the moon will be in Virgo a little bit the day before and definitely the day after. So, whenever you want to do your rituals, I would say do them on the 24th um, or the 25th because the moon goes into Virgo very late on the 23rd. So just want to make sure that you're doing your rituals during a time where the moon is in a sign because it gives your rituals energy. I'll say it that way. So this moon has in it Virgo, Scorpio energy. All three of those, well, all three, both of those signs are healing. But the one thing I want to just emphasize about this Virgo energy is Virgo is like, hey, we need to take practical steps. That's something that is coming through very strongly. We need to take practical steps. We need to have a to do list. Critical thinking is key. And having a discerning eye. This moon is asking you to have a discerning eye regarding your life or regarding whatever area Virgo is for your sign. And I'll go through the signs. Um, Asking you, some of us have some problems that we need to focus on. I love Virgo because Virgo is like, hey, if we got problems, I'm here for it. Let's do it. A lot of times people don't want to um, focus on problems, or it's like we don't even have a plan. We don't have a to-do list, or we feel like we're being negative if we're focusing on our problems. But Virgo is like, I'm here for it. And we do have to kind of think about it like that because we do have so many planets in Pisces that Pisces can just kind of not want to deal with it. But even Pisces doesn't have that option right now because this planet right here, which is called Saturn, is in Pisces, like, oh, you getting ready to get real. I see this as a very get real kind of moon. And Pisces is very messy energy. It's no disrespect to Pisces. I'm a Pisces, but it's very messy. If you meet Pisces people, sometimes they aren't neat. They don't mean to be messy, but it's just Pisces doesn't really have boundaries, and Pisces kind of zones out. And to a certain degree, it's a little bit of a energy that's blind or misty, foggy, and Pisces may not even see the mess. And Virgo is like, get yourself together, Pisces. That's why they work so well. Whereas Pisces is like, hey, Virgo, I'm gonna need you to tone it down. I'm gonna need you to go have some fun, man. Ease up, sis. Like, chill out, right? So, but because we have this Virgo moon and Saturn is in Pisces, it's sort of like, hey, you need to really face what's going on in your life, and let's come up with a plan to work on it. And I think that this moon is going to illuminate, is either going to illuminate the problem if you don't fully see it, or to illuminate it in a way where you're like, oh, yeah, can't deny that. Or it's going to illuminate what you need to do in order to find the solution. And a lot of the solution, actually, according to this moon, is on the inside of each one of us and our subconscious mind. Because the planet that rules this moon, which is excuse me, Mercury, Mercury is in Pisces. It's a part of this moon. And so Mercury is highlighting Pisces. Mercury is the mind, and then we have this moon in Pisces. And it's saying, in the subconscious mind, what is there that perhaps is creating the problem? The whatever it is that we need to do, for instance, the practical steps that we're going to take, they're going to happen by impacting the subconscious mind and looking at some of the limiting beliefs that we may have. Or another thing is because the moon is emotions, I think it's also emotions reside in the subconscious mind. And so looking at what are the emotions that have us, um, you know, operating in a limited place. I consider emotions to be um, small little programs, and they dictate how we feel. The movie Inside Out is such a good example of how we can have a stuck emotion that is operating like a little software program. And once we remove that stuck emotion, it might allow us to take the practical step. It might remove a block, with Saturn being in Pisces, something around a block that's there. And so I think that this moon in Virgo is going to help us to be able to move past or to see what the blocks are so that we can address them and move past them. Okay. One of the beautiful parts of Pisces is it's the most mutable sign in the zodiac. And so it's a shapeshifter. It can become whatever. It's just like the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is limitless. And so a block is typically something that was learned. I do believe that we have the the generational blocks, what is this called? Epigenetics, that are there also. But all of this is inherited or it is learned. It is something that we experience. Ultimately, we can transcend anything, any block that's there, And so this moon is gonna help us to really be able to kinda highlight, even just to know that it's there. If even if it's not removed, just to know that it's there, it will be helpful because then you'll understand, like, why can't I get this together? Why isn't this working? Pisces is so much about sabotage, self-sabotage, right? Virgo is like, we're not doing that right now. We're getting ready to get this together. I see the self-sabotage and we finna fix it. The other energy, which is Scorpio. So Scorpio is X-ray vision. So again, actually Virgo and Scorpio together, it is truly going to be like this very laser focused energy that I think we'll be able to really see into things. And I want to just really highlight it's going to largely be you seeing into yourself. Now, it could, if you have Virgo, for instance, in a house that has to do with other people, social groups, something like that, it might have to do with other people. But I think that this is largely a moon where we're looking at ourselves. We're looking at what needs to be healed up. And so Scorpio might have us do a deep dive of some sort. It's also healing. We have to remember the water signs are healing also. And so, Scorpio wants to heal trauma and it wants to purge, it wants to release. Actually, Scorpio and Virgo is about purging and releasing. So it could be that's a topic that we're focused on. It's like, oh, I just need to let this go. And I just want to, I'm going to bring up a different chart here. I want to just remind us all that Chiron in this North Node, I talked about this in a recent video, they're meeting, and I think it's going to create a huge demand to heal. I want y'all to remember this notion of, the body is the barometer of the soul. The body has perfect memory. And really, the reason this is true is because the subconscious mind is all throughout the body. And so it's so much that will be coming up through the body. And I want y'all to not see it as, oh, this is just a memory that's torturing me, or you're remembering some experience that happened to your body that's here to torture you. Some of us may not even remember, what if this happened when you were an infant? Or if it's something from our ancestors or another life, we may not even fully consciously remember, but we'll know it's there because we can just feel it and it'll feel like pain. And it's not coming up to torture us. It's coming up for us to heal and like it's going to become our lesson. Okay. The wound will become the wisdom and our lessons will liberate us. All right. So that's another reason why I'm saying this moon's wisdom, to me, the bottom line of this is that it's all about healing. It's all about, just tapping into what's going on inside of you, healing from the inside out. And that Scorpio and that Virgo is going to help us to be able to purge and release and let go and dig deep. Now, the other thing about um, Scorpio is I see Scorpio as an energy that helps us to access inner resources. So I think that, it could be the wound becomes the wisdom. See, that's now a resource. But also, there's so much richness on the inside of us. Most of us can't even access it. And so, this moon is going to be able to help us to access all of those inner resources because, Pisces is definitely like the innermost most place where we access the 99% non-manifest reality. Um, and so it's a lot that we can really be able to we'll have resources, I'll put it that way, to tap into. Or the moon is saying, access, tap into your inner resources. This is what really needs to happen right now. Um, let's see. Let's see here. Work-life balance is something else that I think is really important. And some of us work too much and we don't have enough fun. Some of us are sort of like Pisces is sort of like you just kind of waste your time and you don't really take advantage of the time that you have to work on your dreams, your goals, the things that you have. And it could be, sometimes because we don't want to beat ourselves up, but we have to kind of think about it like, what if you don't believe enough in your dream or in yourself to achieve your goal? You don't feel worthy of it. That something else is coming up from this moon is, having that self-worth, caring for yourself, loving yourself. And these are important themes because you have to have that in order to go for what you want. Now we can't work all the time because the other part of this moon is you're not going to necessarily manifest what you want just by do. You just keep doing, taking action. That's not going to work. You have to have both. We have to have the manifestation work, working with our guides, tapping into the non-manifest reality, creating from the inside out. And then we have to take that action. We have to have a balance of both. Okay. And so when it comes to your life, where is the work life balance? Are you resting enough? As well as, are you working enough? And y'all know one of the things that I talked about is when I got serious about having a business, I stopped hanging out after my dance and fitness classes when I was teaching. I just said, I'm not going to do it anymore because I could be using that time to be working on my business and it has paid off. Okay. So, work life balance, where you're in there. And Mhm. Okay. The other thing I want y'all to think about, because Virgo is habits. And a lot of us need some new habits. We have habits that stem from the subconscious mind, Pisces, but this moon is like, hey, let's see what's going on in this subconscious mind so that we can get some new habits. And what I do know as a hypnotherapist is that the the habits are actually going to come from shifting your identity. So, we can kind of think about the sun. Who am I? All right. What's my inner knowingness? And so, if you want to achieve something, you have to become that in consciousness first. So, if you want to exercise on a daily basis, which is Virgo, in your mind, you have to become someone who exercises. The habit is not going to form until you have the identity. So there's some habits that we need. And the question is, what's going on in the subconscious mind in terms of who are you that is preventing you from having the habits that you need? Because Virgo wants habits, Virgo wants routines, Virgo wants a system, it wants a schedule. And this moon in Virgo is talking about the need for that. Sometimes we feel like because the society has like put us on schedule so much and it's like an unnatural schedule. oh, You know, you go to eat lunch at noon. Why? Why do I eat lunch at noon? I should eat when I feel hungry, right? But we were all in school. We had to be at school at a certain time. We eat lunch at a certain time, and then you go home at a certain time. And it's same with work. We get put on these schedules or whatever. And so it can feel like a schedule is a bad thing for those of us who don't like schedules. But schedules actually help us to get everything done that we want to get done. Schedules actually create more freedom, more creativity, and help us to be healthy and do the things that we know bring about good health, have a healthy lifestyle. So, because that's all Virgo. So, what we need to be doing is, working on creating whatever shifts need to happen on the inside to create these healthy habits to have this healthy lifestyle. So, use this moon if there's something around habits to help you see that. And let's see here. The other thing I want to say is Virgo is about work, and it might be some of us are kind of looking at what do I need when it comes to work? Do you need new routines? Do you need a system? What's working and what's not working for you in terms of what you feel, what you need, what's going to make you feel healthier, make you feel better. Maybe some of y'all might need to get a new job. That might become apparent. Or some of y'all might need to get a new schedule. But this moon definitely is like something about work and what you need. This is something that could be coming up for you. I think that it may take, it's a get real moon, and it may take 4 weeks to 4 months to see the full message, or to like whatever you get at this moon, it'll take you 4 weeks or 4 months to get it all done or like get yourself on that system. Overall, this is a very healing moon, but it may not feel fun to heal because it's such good, real energy. I will say I love the Jupiter part of this moon because Jupiter's down here in Taurus. So Jupiter is really helping this moon um, bring in more of that groundedness. I do think that something else this moon can help us to get more grounded. We have so much energy in Pisces right now. We could just all want to just be, you know, floating out there. But it will help us to be more grounded. And let's see here. The other thing I wrote, I know I talked about spirituality and practical steps need to happen, but also creativity because Pisces is creative energy, creativity balanced with practical steps. Sometimes it's like, can we get creative in the steps that we take in the way that we take steps? Because Virgo can be kind of dry. Virgo is just like, I just see the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I know some Virgos have a lot of creative energy, but the pure energy of Virgo is kind of dry. But it might be like, "Oh, okay, well, okay, I see the steps we need to take, but can we make it a little bit more creative and, can we create a little bit of flow in, how we do some of this?" So, that is important with this moon also. Both are needed. Spirituality, creativity needed, um, and practical steps needed. So the Jupiter, going back to the Jupiter, and may see me looking down at my notes if y'all can see that. Um, I love this Jupiter because it's bringing in energy of wisdom. So it's a lot of wisdom that will be in this moon, wisdom around growth and expansion. So maybe you're going to see more of how you've grown, how you've expanded, maybe through manifesting something, or as you have manifested something, you're gonna be like, "Wow, I have really become a new person," more wise, and I used to be afraid to do some stuff, but I'm not as afraid anymore. And again, this Jupiter is where that self-worth and self-value is coming from. So it's kind of like, make sure part of the wisdom that you need to take with you is you need to operate from a place of worth and value. And that really and truly comes from maybe taking away judging yourself, which is kind of hard with Virgo. But because energy can be very hard on itself and everyone else because it just wants perfection. But the wisdom might just be you are enough. You are enough. Taurus energy is so sweet, so simple, just sweet and simple, short, simple. We don't need to make it all extravagant or anything like that. You are enough. And you just have to sell yourself on it. You need to maybe look at all the good things that you've done in your life. Sometimes you might have to kind of think, well, I ain't hurt nobody. I am enough. You are enough. That wisdom will take you very, very far. Operate from your worth. Um, it's very important to be practical and disciplined, have a critical and discerning eye. And let's see here. Man, I can't read my handwriting. Ah, okay, hold on one second. Okay. I do think it's important. This moon is real. It's saying it's important to take care of yourself. Very, very important to take care of yourself. Health and well being will lead to greater abundance. And you want to work with the earth. You want to get outside. You want to work with Pachamama, Gaia, Aye, all the names that we call Mother Earth. The more you're outside, the more you're doing things to take care of Mother Earth, this is just what this moon is saying we need to do. I don't think it needs to always be about well, one of the things I took from this was this moon is kind of saying it can't just be about you. We do want you to be focused on yourself, but it's like focus on yourself to do whatever it is that you're called to do because it needs to benefit someone else because both Pisces and Virgo are humanitarian signs. They want to help other people. Um, so some of this working on the earth and just, taking care of yourself and all of that is going to in turn benefit the rest of the earth, the world, all of humanity. So the other thing about this moon is even though these planets are not involved in the moon, Mars and Venus are up here. And so this moon or Jupiter is interacting with Venus and Mars. And what it is saying is you have to take action. So, we've talked about doing in terms of Virgo, but there's literally some action, but it's action that must be taken over time because it's happening in a way it's called fixed energy. So it's like you have to take action, but it's going to be over time and there could be some unexpected action that you have to take and you have to be willing to take that action. But you just want to make sure that you're in it for the long haul. You want to make sure that you're looking at progress. Are you making progress? Because sometimes we have motion without movement. And so we want to make sure that we don't have motion without movement. We want to make sure that we are making progress. And also, as you're out in Mother Earth, what is the wisdom coming from Pachamama to you? And abundance comes through taking action over time. But the thing is this you will be required to be courageous. This moon is saying, you know, at least for the next 6 months. And it's not the only moon that has been bringing in this energy of courage. There's some courage that you're going to have to have. There will be some discomfort because you are going into new territory. You're going into, you're doing something new that you've never done before. And so it does take courage to do that. And so, yeah, that's what I have there. And oh, the last thing I want to focus on too is just Mercury, the sun, and Saturn. They're not quite there, but they're getting to a point where they're getting ready to all meet at the same time, which is not common. So it's like a super new beginning that is going to be kicking off about 3, 4 days, something like that, after the new moon. But I see this as it's sort of happening on the day of the new moon. And so it's kind of like this moon is setting us up for there's like a purge and a release and a new beginning happening all at the same time. I really do think it's an energy of I don't know. I kind of feel that I hear the word breakthrough. I see it kind of as like an opportunity to break through. And so yeah, I really want to just focus on that. I might come back to that later. I do think that's very, very interesting. So let me just put my headphones on real quick, make sure everything is good. Okay, everything sounds good. So, just really quickly through the signs, um, this is happening for Aries in the sixth house. So, definitely, Aries, you're going to be looking at your lifestyle, your health, your wellness, and your work, and just maybe there's something that you're going to actually manifest. To be honest with you, all of the fire signs might actually see a physical manifestation of some sort. So, this could be around career. Maybe you want the job or you want a promotion, or there's been a project that you've been working on, something like that. And, I think that some of the Leos will be like, whoa, I definitely need more work life balance. That could be coming through. And I think it's going to be a very important move for you to be looking at your health and your well being. And let's see here. Anything else I want to say? I think that's it. Okay, so for Taurus, this is happening for you in your fifth house. Now, Taurus, I really do think that this moon is going to be asking you to have more fun and to actually focus on like what makes you unique, what makes you special, and how are you using your gifts, your talents in the world. Maybe you want to turn a hobby into a business. It also may have you focusing on something that's going on with your children or when it comes to romance. Some of y'all might want to get out and date, and some of y'all may want to um, have more romance in your current relationship. And let me see, do I want to say any? Oh, yes. You know what? This one actually could be very healing because it could help you heal some stuff from your childhood also. Okay, so next is Gemini. So, Gemini, this moon could be pivotal for you. You could see a big change of some sort happen as a result of this moon. It may be right around the moon or 4 weeks to 4 months after the moon. But did I say 4 weeks? I think it was 4 weeks to 4 months after the moon. Maybe moving something with your home could be coming up, Gemini, and it could be now this is a healing house, so for all of the air signs, you could be feeling like you're gonna be doing healing. So this could feel you could be one of the signs where you're like, "Whoa, this is definitely about healing something with your emotions or with your ancestors," something like that. Now, it actually could help you with learning more about your ancestors and, yeah, connecting with the ancestors. Oh, also working on just like the foundation of your life. You could just be kind of like, you know what? I need to go in a whole new direction. You recently had a reset, and maybe you're seeing, whoa, okay, I need to accept I'm different. um, yeah. So resetting your life, Gemini, on a whole new foundation. Now, for you, Cancer, Virgo is the third house. And I always say the third house is the house that's doing the most. So, Cancer, you're going to have to decide what this means for you. So the third house has to do with the mind, mindset, beliefs, and Virgo on your third house makes you a little bit of a worry wart because Virgo is worrying energy. And so, that kind of thing could be coming up like, hey, this is not working for us. Or what are my limiting beliefs? What has me always worrying, so much? So that's something to think about. Mm. So yeah, TLC for the mind. And then it's all about teaching and learning. So maybe you're going to be like, "Hey, I need to teach this," or maybe you want to learn some new skills. Maybe you want to do a workshop, take a workshop. Teaching, learning could bring up any of those topics. Also anything with communication. So anyone who's writing, any of the Cancerians who are writing, social media, um, maybe even just journaling, maybe for some of the Cancerians, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I had a really big breakthrough through journaling," something like that. It's also a business house. So for some who have a business, this could be a moon that maybe you're manifesting something in your business, but it can help you. can help you network or maybe see what are the blocks to networking. What do you need to do better with networking with other people? Um, it's also a management. So maybe there's something about you managing people. And it is also about short trips. It also is about um, travel, transportation. These topics could be coming up for you. Maybe you want to change how you get around. I don't know if Gemini is still listening, but it could bring up something for transportation, like vehicles for the Geminis also. Third and fourth house can have something to do with transportation. So, also this could bring up something with siblings, coworkers, friends, neighbors, peers. You bring up something with, your local community, people in the local community, something like that. Definitely relationships could be coming up, but it's with peers and people in your local community, siblings. Maybe there's something needs to be healed for some of the Cancerians with the siblings. So for Leo, this is your second house. I hope for the Leos, this is going to bring you some money because it is a full moon. So, we could be seeing something around manifesting. So I hope it does bring you something with money. But you can see this house also has to do with self worth and value. So y'all will really be focused on that topic. Some of y'all will be. And, you know, operating from that place or continuing to like raise that in you so that you can get the best out of life. It'll make you focus on your personal finances. Any Leos who are kind of like, "Ooh, my money is messed up," or "I want to invest more," something like that. It could be bringing up something around personal finances as well as your personal possessions, Leo. Some of y'all may feel like you want to get rid of some stuff because Virgo is about purging and releasing, organizing. So you may be feeling like you want to do that with your personal possessions, or maybe there's like something psychological with some of the possessions. You're like, I got to get rid of this. It reminds me of something from the past. Maybe some of y'all are like, I got too much stuff in storage and it's messing up your psyche. And it's also about what are you eating, your self care, and those kinds of topics could be coming up greatly for you. It does have to do with history and family collections. It's about collectors hoarding, that kind of thing also. So those are topics that could be coming up for you, Leo. Okay, next is Virgo. How? Sign of the hour, the day, the moon. Okay, so Virgo, this is happening in your first house. I think Virgo, this could feel like a very challenging moon for a lot of Virgos, but especially the Virgos born within like the first, I'm going to say 10, 15 days of Virgo. Yeah. First 10, 15 days of Virgo. This could feel like a really challenging moon for you. Okay. Um, Make sure you take care of yourself. This first house does have to do with your body and your health. But if something comes up around your body or health, it could be because it's something that you haven't been focusing on, but you need to focus on it. And it also could be one of these moons where you're kind of like, yeah, I really do need to look at my life as a whole and see what the heck is going on. I think for you, there might be something in the subconscious regarding relationships that would be helpful for you to look at. I also think some of the Virgos might like Virgo is a sign that it's a helping sign. And so some of the Virgos might need to be okay with receiving help and support. That might be coming up for you with this moon. But it's definitely a full moon that will kind of help you maybe get some idea of what direction you need to be going in if you lack clarity. Next is Libra. Libra, this is happening in your 12th house. And you're one of the signs that I think will feel this moon. This could be in a very emotional moon, one where you're kind of like, I don't want to be around anyone. I just want to get away. I want to be in isolation. I want to be by myself. And you're just going within. And, it's a lot going on with Libra right now. So I can imagine that this moon will be like that for the Libras. Just a lot of introspection. But when you're thinking about the things that you're just like, I don't know why I can't get this together in my life. This is one of those moons that's going to be able to help you to do that. And I think it is going to be looking at work life balance for some of the Libras. Libras, I think, can actually be a little bit of, I don't know if workaholic is the right word, but Libra is another sign that I relate to helping. They always want to help people. And, they're always kind of coupled up with somebody else helping other people. And so it's kind of like, um, maybe you're going to be looking at like, who do I need to not help? Who would be fine if I didn't help them? The work life balance is definitely coming up for you, Libra. And I think too, Libra, you'll be looking at, okay, what do I need to do to be more spiritual? I think Libra is one of the signs that I feel bad for Libra sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Libras can be so in their head. I mean, all the air signs can be, but Libras, I find it to be, and I guess it's because of, the scales. Mercury, I mean, Geminis are just running everything through their minds. Aquariuses are intellectualizing everything. Libras are weighing it all. And it just looks torturous sometimes to you all. And so this is an opportunity for y'all to um, maybe just take a break from that or to begin to just like build that spiritual practice where you are disengaging your thinking mind and you're allowing yourself to be creative and just be free and to feel instead of think, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, meditation, hypnosis, mindfulness, all things spiritual, all things creative will be very important for you to be focusing on, Libra. Next is Scorpio. So, Scorpio, this is happening in your 11th house. And now, this house right here is a lucky house. So, you might find yourself, Scorpio, feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm making more money from my career. I'm being gainful in some kind of way. Maybe if you're not being gainful, it'll help you to see what's the block. Why are you not being gainful? And it's something around goals and progress. So maybe it's like you need some new goals, maybe something around you're seeing exactly what kind of progress you're making, Scorpio. It also is a friend, it has to do with friend groups. And so you may be looking at, are these groups really helping me? Are they not helping me? You know, we talked about practical versus creative and spiritual. And maybe you're kind of like, okay, am I in groups that are just all about the practical side and I'm not doing anything creative and spiritual? Or am I just in all these spiritual groups, but I'm not doing anything practical? I'm not with people who are grounding me and helping me to be practical. But you're the sign of strategy. So just use that energy to come up with some good strategy. Also, a lot of the Scorpios, I've noticed actually a lot of Scorpios that in some of my business groups, they really are getting into podcasting, radio, just doing something with broadcasting their message out more. So this moon, I think, can help you with that strategy of broadcasting out more, as well as using technology. Maybe that's going to come in to play for you, Scorpio. Next is Sagittarius. This is happening in your 10th house. Some of the Sagittariuses might find that they have, um, something going on with the career, a new position, new money, something like that. Definitely could be manifesting something amazing regarding career, but also what you're known for. Maybe you've been working on building up a new part of yourself. And so this is going to bring out, hey, this is who I am. And everyone's like, oh, wow, now I know you as this. We used to know you as this over here, but now we're thinking about you in terms of this new thing. But maybe you have some blocks to that, Sagittarius, and You should be known for a new thing, but you're not because you have a block around it. And so this moon, I think, could help you with that. This moon actually could be something around family, could be bringing up topics around family responsibilities. And, maybe some of the Sagittariuses are kind of like, I have too much responsibility or I need to pick up more responsibility. I don't know what the case is, but it could definitely bring that up. Now, the 10th house is definitely about change. So, some change is on the horizon for you, Sagittarius. So, it'd be interesting to see what that is. Next is Capricorn. So, yeah, you're an earth sign. Earth supports earth. I think you'll love this moon, even with the challenges. I think Capricorn will love, love, love this moon. You'll feel that wisdom, that growth, that expansion. I think that you'll be willing to look at what's working and what's not working that will allow you to grow and expand. And this is definitely an opportunity for you, Capricorn, to open yourself up to, believing more for yourself. And it could be you're going to find a teacher, a guru. Maybe you want to start learning something new, and this will help you with that. And maybe it's like a higher degree or certification of some sort. Or maybe you're finishing it. Maybe some of the Capricorns have been working on this certification, this degree, and this full moon is like, "Oh my gosh, I'm finishing it." Even if it's within the next 4 weeks to 4 months. Some of y'all might be wanting to publish something, do more publicity. This moon can help you with that, especially if you have blocks around it. It can help you move through that. Definitely, this is a moon where it's about forgiveness and gratitude. So I think the Capricorns might feel a lot of gratitude, but also you might be more willing to forgive with this moon. And also, if you need to reframe a thing, it can help you. It's definitely a moon of good fortune for Capricorn. So open yourself up to receive something, open yourself to good fortune, Capricorn. Okay. You don't have to work for everything, Cap. Okay, Aquarius, this is happening in your eighth house. This is definitely this house that has to do with healing. I think some of the Aquariuses can be a little emotional with this moon. It brings about change, transformation, healing. I think a lot of the Aquariuses will be focused on healing with this moon. Um, it also has to do with money, though. So some of the Aquariuses might be making some more money, something around money, but it's money that's coming from other people or other sources. It's not necessarily earned income. Could have something to do with taxes. So something like that could be coming up. But if you're having problems with money, it could be like this moon can help you to dig deep into your belief system, your psyche, your self-worth, your self-value to help you to open yourself up more to receive money, especially things like grants, loans. I actually hope that this moon will help, even if it's not just the Aquariuses, but especially the Aquariuses, get some debt relief of some sort. But, if you have too much debt, it might give you a solution for getting out of debt. Now, again, this eighth house has to do with trust, intimacy, sex. And so it could be bringing up topics like that. Either you want more of all of that, or you're just kind of like, what are my blocks to it? Why am I not getting it? You might be looking into that. It could feel like a rough moon for the Aquariuses. I'm just gonna be 100 for you. Now, some of the Aquariuses might get the swerve on. I'm just gonna be 100. Some of the Aquariuses might just be like, I'm having sex today. All right. Who else was that? Fifth house Tauruses. Okay. Tauruses and Aquariuses. Last but certainly not least are the Pisces. So, Pisces, this moon for you definitely could bring about some changes. Maybe it's going to bring about a focus on relationships. Maybe, the moon is emotions, and it's kind of like what's going on with you and other people and your emotional needs. Are your emotional needs being met? Are you depending on other people too much to meet your emotional needs? Because Pisces is a little bit dependent. I can talk about you because I'm a Pisces. I know us. Some of us need to not be dependent on other people emotionally. But it is gonna bring a focus on relationships. I think of all the signs between actually you and Virgo. There's kind of like this, you and others. You focusing on like what's going on with you versus what other people want from you or what you want from other people. You and others is definitely something coming up. For some of the Pisces, it could be something going on with legal affairs, contracts and agreements. And these are literal ones, but in terms of contracts and agreements, it could be that you have a like a subconscious contract with yourself. You've made an agreement on the inside to do something and it's not working for you. And so you can use this moon to see, oh, this is a problem. I agreed to um, you know, be this way and it limits me now. I don't agree to that anymore. I agree to something new that allows you to move forward in your life. And this moon is going to help you to see what's in balance, what's out of balance. Also, um, what needs to be refined. I think that would be really, really good for Pisces because Pisces is not really a refined sign because it's just so loose. So whenever you get time to refine something, I think that's really good. I notice, me, it's like I can pull off anything, I can do all kinds of things, and then I just go on to the next thing, right? But there are times when I come back and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had just taken time to come back and make this better. Virgo actually is a sign that makes things better. So you want to think about what can make things better. Are you a coach? Do you need coaching? Revisit something around coaching. Use this moon to help you be a better coach or to implement something that you've learned from your coach. Definitely new beginnings coming up for the Pisces. So that's something I do want to bring up now that I think about it for everybody. Virgo is I talked about how Virgo is all about what's the problem. Virgo can help you re uh, what do I wanna say? It's not refine. Um, all of the mutable signs actually can help you improve. There we go. I had to say it that way so I can get the word out. Virgo will help you improve a thing. So I want you to use this moon to see what needs improving. How can you improve something in your life? Okay. And what I just did was for sun, moon, and ascendant. Excuse me. So you know, make sure you listen for all of your signs. And I like doing the reading while I'm live after I've spoken on everything. And let's just see what the oracle give us the reading for this full moon in Virgo, this very beautiful, healing, yet somewhat, challenging moon in Virgo. So the first card I pulled is a water card, and it has to do with love. It has to do with love. Love of the other. Wow, it's very Pisces like actually. Huh. Pisces is about compassion. So I think that that's something that actually Virgo is a very compassionate sign. I know it can be a little prickly at times, but Virgo has so much deep compassion and love for people. So I want everybody to use this moon to have more compassion for yourself, okay? And compassion for others. The more you have compassion for yourself, you can have compassion for others. The second card I pulled is a water card. It's the maiden card that has to do with passion. One of the things that I didn't say, I couldn't read the word, is that Mars in this moon has something to do with focus. There is something about passion and focus in this moon. And a lot of us are going to need to have that focus. And I'm just taking it that this card is going to help us. Maybe whatever is happening with this moon is going to help us to tap into our passion. and really be connected to it even more. Last card I pulled is a wind card, intention. I love this card so much. Okay. So the first card I pulled is the love card. The watery card actually looks like it has to do with Venus and Cancer. So this moon is speaking to us about relationships. And it says two dolphins play and dance in the water of love, representing intimate relationships on all levels. Two waterfalls flow into one. Just as individuality forms the strong basis of true union. Merging into oneness comes as the isolated ego is surrendered into the ocean of love. Love is who you are and is all around you to experience. Open your heart fully to the relationship you deserve. Wow. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to leave it there. Mm, I'm still trying to get over COVID, so nothing's coming to me. I'm not going to try to make something up. If that speaks to you, I would love to hear what that says. The only thing I will say that came to me is it's very Pisces like, because Pisces is about this merging, okay? And it's just this really loving energy. And so again, it's why I talked about having that compassion and for yourself and for others. So here's the second card I pulled, and she's a maiden card, and it's called Passion. And it says here, the powerful and abundant heart flow of the maiden of seas, of seas, is sourced in the water of her feelings, totally energized with emotional passion. Huh. So maybe all of this is coming up because actually Pisces is emotional, Virgo is not. So there's something about, like I mentioned, you got to tap into that Pisces energy. You can't just be all Virgo. She holds the passion flower above her head in tribute to her exuberant vitality. She is ecstatic sexual energy and emotional fertility, all within healthy boundaries. The Sea Maiden's full creative flow of passion is yours to experience. You are here to let your ecstatic heart energy regenerate your emotions and your world. Your passion is the key to let dormant feelings rise from your core into vitality, creating the life you long for and deserve. Hmm. So, yeah, this oracle is definitely talking about tapping into emotions and into passion because Virgo is not all the time about passion. Virgo is about this is what we need to get done. So again, this is saying to me, all work and no play, it's just not going to work. All practical energy and no spiritual, creative, emotional energy is just not going to work. We have to have all of it. Okay. Then I pulled the wind card, and this one is all about having intention. And so, what this one says, because I pull it actually quite a bit, it's about getting in touch with it's interesting because this one is Mercury in Aquarius. And what she talks about is listen to this, you must know your dreams and desires and let them fuel your intentions. And that's that Pisces part of the full moon is our dreams and our desires. They're in Pisces, they're in the subconscious mind. That is what fuels our intentions, which is the practical thing that we put together, which is Virgo. Okay. And when we are in touch with our dreams and our desires, they're fueling our intentions, also in touch with, this passion, then it lets the universe know what does she want? Okay, we're gonna get that for her. So yeah, maybe this full moon is gonna help us to really get more clarity around that. Last little bit, I'm gonna pull from the Moon Magic deck. So, um, yeah, we got a lot that we're working on. This is definitely not all Earth, apparently. That water energy is like, you gonna hear me. Y'all gonna respect me. Okay. Okay, so the first card I'm pulling is I think I'm just gonna pull one because I'm starting to get a little tired. So I pulled the card called Moon Dreaming, which already sounds like Pisces, but let's just see what this card says. Interesting. This one is all about intuition, dreams, and vision. It says the moon is a well known conduit for visions and intuitive dreaming among psychics and seers. Many people find that they experience more vivid dreams around the time of the waxing moon to the full moon, particularly in the moonlight, if the moonlight shines into their bedroom. Some people like to leave their blinds open so the moonlight can spill in and enchant their dreams. You know, that is something that I thought about the other day, but I haven't mentioned it today. With all of those planets in Pisces dreams, I think we're going to have some fantastic dreams. I think that we will be able to connect with, our guides and our ancestors even more, but definitely the dreams. So dreaming will be a major thing that I want y'all to look for a message from this full moon in your dreams. Therefore, when the moon dreaming card comes up, it is acting as a prompt to alert you to take more notice of your dreams because a special psychic message is about to come through. Spraying your pillow with a solution of lavender and mugwort essential oils mixed with water can help facilitate these dreams. Only do so if that's safe for you. Also, be on the watch for signs, symbols, and messages in your daily life too, as these psychic messages will come to you in more mundane ways, as well as through your dreams. Use a dream diary to make a note of your dreams and be aware that the universe has a message for you, which is likely to come via your nighttime visions. So, yeah, even though there's a lot of earth energy, this moon is an earth moon. I think it's going to be based on what this oracle is sharing. Going to be very etheric, a very etheric moon that could be very, very healing. Lots of messages coming through. Get your journal out, your pen, and start writing them down and put them somewhere, where you can refer back to them on a regular basis. So that's what I have for you all today. Thank you all so, so much. I ask that you please like the video. It helps the channel. It also helps to get this video moved out to other people so that they can also benefit from watching. And I hope that you join me in that Pisces New Moon retreat, as well as in March for the Rise into Your Leadership event for feminine leaders. Thank you all. I wish you a wonderful, blessed Virgo new moon. And I would love to hear exactly what comes from it. If you have anything that you want to share, any takeaways from the video, please put them in the comments. I'll be sure to check them out. Take care. Peace and love.